You don't choose investments based upon which ones grow to the most. You choose them based upon which ones generate the most. At the time in life, you're going to need the money the most. This is a valuable lesson to learn sooner than later. So in this video episode, I'm going to talk about how a Max Funded Indexed Universal Life can outperform a mutual fund earning 12%. Get ready. You're going to gain insights into some opportunities that maybe you did not know existed before. So I'm Doug Andrew. I've been a financial strategist and retirement planning specialist now for more than 48 years, helping thousands of Americans optimize their assets and minimize taxes to prepare for a comfortable retirement so that they will not outlive their money. Unfortunately, many people accumulate their retirement savings in traditional IRAs and 401ks invested in the volatile market. That is not where you want to have your money to create predictable income during retirement. It's sort of what I call a battery approach. There's a lot of financial advisors, well-intending, who try to charge up your retirement battery, so to speak, as you approach retirement, so that that battery that's going to give you income hopefully won't go dead before you do. Well, what causes that retirement battery, your investments, to short out and to go dead? Three big dangers: taxes, inflation, and market volatility. So what I would do is help people eliminate or make themselves immune from those dangers of taxes, inflation, and market volatility. It's actually easier said than done, but a lot of financial advisors don't have a clue how to do this. If you want to be immune from taxes during retirement, switch the largest percent as you possibly can of your retirement nest egg over to tax-free vehicles, okay? Because if you're invested in tax-free vehicles, it doesn't matter what taxes go up to, it doesn't affect you. Number two, you want to link your returns that you're earning to the things that are inflating. I'm shocked how many financial advisors don't know how to do this. I remember back in 1980, after Jimmy Carter caused double-digit inflation, inflation was 10%. I was earning 15.5%. I've always been blessed to earn at least 5.5% greater than the inflation rate at the time. Even in the year 2021, when inflation started to go over 15% in actual inflation rate between gasoline and everything under Biden's first year, many clients with Index Universal Life got credited from March of 2020 to March of 2021, 61.33%, some 25%, some 158%. And so you have to understand how to link your returns to the things that inflate. I don't like inflation any more than anybody, but it doesn't hurt me. It helps me because I sort of come along for the ride. The third is market volatility. Now, Wall Street was never designed or built to create predictable income. It's too volatile. Normally, in a 10-year period in the market, you'll have 7 up years compared to 3 down years. But there are periods like what we call the lost decade, the Great Recession. If you start in the year 2000 and you end in 2010 or even 2012, the market dropped 40% twice during that 12-year period. And people who started out with $1 million in the year 2000, they saw that $1 million nest egg dwindle down to 600,000 twice, and it took until 2012 just to get back to break even. During that same 12-year period, people using Indexed Universal Life had tripled their money tax-free. $1 million had grown to $3 million. Some only had 2.5 times their money, shucky darn, but that was way better than having your money in the market. So when we talk about optimizing assets, you want to create a powerful generator. And so I would rather have a generator generating income that is immune from taxes, inflation, and market volatility. I want to generate predictable income that is maybe double, triple, even quadruple what money in a tax-deferred IRA or 401k coming out with required minimum distributions is doing by being in the volatile market. But I'm gonna give the benefit of the doubt to a mutual fund and say it earns 12%, because there are mutual fund proponents who say, hang in there, just hang in there. The market always comes back. You should earn 12%. Now, Dalbar, who studies investor behavior, refutes that and says, no. In any 20-year period since the Great Depression, you will likely average about 9.14% if your money is in the market. And so if you're earning 9 and you have to take out $90,000 a year out of $1 million nest egg to live on, you have to pay a third in taxes. So that would be $30,000. You're only netting $60,000 a year or $5,000 a month to buy gas and groceries. And sometimes people say, well, I can barely get by on that. Well, then inflation, if inflation is at 5%, the cost of living doubles every 14.4 years. But inflation at double digit at 10%, it doubles every 7.2 years. Inflation at 15%, the cost of living doubles every 4.8 years. And so maybe in 5 or 10 years, you're going to need $10,000 a month after tax to buy what $5,000 a month buys today. And so you've got to have a strategy where inflation doesn't affect you. If you have your money stuck in the market, you have to have your money generating that income, and you have to keep increasing it, and that's going to deplete the nest egg. That's what causes the normal retirement battery to short out because of taxes, inflation. And then with market volatility, the market goes down, and people don't want to sell or take mutual fund shares, and so then they tighten their belt, and they don't have any income, so then they have to sell low. Wall Street was never designed to create predictable income. Okay. That's why the financial services industry tells their advisors, don't you ever illustrate more than a 4% payout, because the average retiree is not earning 12%. They're earning 3.5% because they're buying and selling at the wrong times. Let's go back to giving the benefit of the doubt. Let's say a mutual fund earns 12%. So let's say you have $1 million nest egg, and you can extrapolate from that if you have more than $1 million or less than $1 million. If you have $1 million nest egg in yet to be taxed IRAs or 401ks invested in the market, and if you were to average 12%, again, theoretically, you ought to be able to pull out $120,000 a year without depleting your $1 million nest egg. Okay. Well, you pull out $120,000 and you have to pay tax. And so you pay tax between federal and state, 33%, that's 40 grand. You're only netting 80,000 to buy gas and groceries. Many asset managers charge a 1% asset management fee on that $1 million portfolio. That's another $10,000. If you subtracted taxes and fees, you're earning 12, but you're only netting 7 or 70,000 to buy gas and groceries. Is this making sense? So a mutual fund, if it could earn 12, you might be lucky to net 7 or 70,000. Historically, I've earned 9.62%. I could pull out 96,000 a year out of $1 million nest egg, tax-free. And 96,000 is way better than 70,000. But I've actually been able to earn many periods 11.17 and net 10.07. If I earn 11 and net 10, I can pull out 100,000 a year out of $1 million nest egg without depleting principal. And how much more is 100,000 than 70,000? See, sometimes people go, well, wait a minute. I chose to put money into mutual funds because I was told I could probably average 12, and sometimes they realize they haven't. But assuming they did, they go, well, wait a minute. I chose that because it grew to the most. And I go, well, maybe you're beginning to realize you don't choose investments simply based upon the ones that grow to the most. You want to choose investments based upon which ones generate the most net spendable income at the time in life you're going to need the money the most. So don't worry about which one is growing the most 1 year into it or 2 years into it. You look at the big picture. which vehicle is going to generate the most net spendable income. Because I can have a 10% rate of return or an 11% rate of return, and I can accumulate money tax-free, and that will generate more tax-free income at a 9 or 10% payout than an investment earning 12%, and then I have to pay a third of it in tax to net 8 and another 1% in fees. So sometimes people go, wow, I never thought about this. In fact, I'm shocked how many people go, you mean I have to pay tax when I retire on these IRAs or 401ks? I'm like, yeah, where have you been? So don't just look at the surface rate of return. A mutual fund earning 12, you're going to be lucky to net 8 or 7%. Why not more safely, predictably earn a rate of return of 11 and net 10? Or even if you earned 9 and netted 8, $80,000 a year of tax-free income is better than $70,000 a year after tax and fee income out of a mutual fund. Frankly, to be able to earn an average of 12% in a mutual fund, you will have to go through some pretty serious gyrations in the market. People do not like to take a predictable income out of the market when the market is going down, because that is what causes most nest eggs to deplete. Why worry about whether the market is up or down during your golden years? With Indexed Universal Life, you can have a predictable cash flow and income that when the market goes down, you may not make much of anything, but you don't lose. And when the market goes back up again, you make money. And that's why they have averaged better rates of return tax-free, especially compared to net after tax and fee income out of traditional IRAs or 401ks. Is this making sense? If you want to learn more about what I'm talking about, you'll see actual illustrations in this book called The Laser Fund. And it will compare mutual funds where certain rates of return are assumed, and you'll see why the Laser Fund, even earning only 6 or 7%, outperforms mutual funds earning 9%. Because you choose investments based upon which ones generate the most net spendable income at the time of the life you're going to need the money the most. Okay? So claim your copy of this book. You can go to Amazon and buy it for $20. If you do, thank you, but I'll gift you a copy. Here's how you claim your free copy of this 300-page book. You simply go to laserfund.com, LASER fund.com, and you contribute a nominal amount towards the shipping and handling. I'll cover the rest of that cost, and I will pay for the book, and I'll send it out to you, hard copy here. And then there's options in there if you also like to listen and learn or watch and learn. There's also educational webinars that are shown, and you can join us for those. Those are free of tuition. And you can even schedule a time to talk to an IUL specialist to see how this may benefit you, so that you don't make the mistake of hoping for a 12% rate of return in your mutual fund portfolios to be able to generate income, which is really only netting you 7 or 8% after taxes and fees. Just be more conservative and earn an 8, 9, 10% net rate of return tax-free. Learn how to do that with a properly structured maximum funded indexed universal life. When it's structured correctly, it's called a laser fund, and this will be your answer to a brighter future and not outliving your money.